Coming up on UCF Nightly News, it was campaigning week for SGA elections, but one thing was missing: the campaigners. We'll tell you how some Senate candidates were nowhere to be found.
Pope Francis made history yesterday by being the first pope to address a joint Senate session of Congress. Nightly News followed two students on their journey to meet him.
UCF is trying to help you get rid of your unused prescription drugs. Find out how you can participate.
And later on, we'll have an update on what the weather's looking like for the week.
Nightly News starts now. Good afternoon and welcome to Nightly News. I'm Brett West.
And I'm Mariah Nava. Today is Friday, September 25th, 2015. UCF Senate elections are next week, but walking around campus, you wouldn't know it. Nightly News found out why there's no trace of the upcoming election. It's the middle of the day around campus and a perfect opportunity for Senate candidates to campaign. But it seems like no one's out here.
No, I saw a few signs around, I think, Memory Mall, but I haven't seen any of them.
There's one thing that stood out this week: bright yellow "Vote for Jacob Millick" signs. If you were anywhere on campus, you couldn't miss his yellow signs asking you to vote for him.
But I just seen the signs. I seen the Jake Mills sign, or Millick, something like that, and that's pretty much the only signs I
Millick declined to go on camera, but he told us he has so many signs out because it's his first time running. His college, Business Administration, is one of the few colleges with a big competition for Senate seats. Of the 61 seats open across the entire Senate, only 10 of them face competition. Another candidate for Business Administration, Corey Marcoux, says he still has a chance even though Jacob got a head start.
And he's definitely doing the best job so far, in my opinion, in getting his name out there. But I have a good plan, in my opinion, to get my name out there to as many kids as I can on the actual election day, and hopefully I'll come out on top.
Marcoux and the other candidates say they're starting their campaigns online, and they'll be on campus next week. We'll see who takes the race when the elections happen Monday through Wednesday.
The candidate turnout may have been low this week, but what does that mean for potential voters? Dominique Del Corso joins us in studio to tell us what's going on.
Thanks, Brett. So today, Nightly News went out to talk to students to see if they planned on voting in the Senate elections this year. The reaction from the students had one thing in common: most really did not know anything.
What they do, so I mean, maybe if I knew exactly what their responsibilities were, then probably.
Never voted. This is my first year here, but I didn't have intentions in voting since I didn't know anything.
Last year, only 4% of the student body came out to vote. Voter turnout hit an all-time low. But even if you don't show up and vote, your money is still being used. To break things down, each student pays an activities and service fee of $11.67 per credit hour. For a full-time student, that is almost $280 a year out of their own pocket. All of that money adds up to $17.5 million. Did you know the Senate was in charge of that money? Many students didn't.
Oh, no, I did not. Oh, God. Can I run for Senate?
From talking to students, the overall reaction is that students may not understand where their money is going. So we made a pie chart to show some of the main areas that get the students' money. The Rec and Wellness Center gets the most, with about $5 million. That covers all of the workout machines and the free classes offered for students. Following close behind is the Student Union with a little over $4 million. That money goes to the open study areas for students and the free computers and printing stations available. And then SJ's legislative branch gets about $1 million for things like travel for student clubs and organizations. For those of you who do want to vote, the election opens up on Monday. Back to you, Mariah and Brett.
Man, with all that money, I could get a new house. Right now, we have Brooke Savage with our first forecast.
Brooke, we had a patchy week this week. How's the weather going to look like for the rest of the weekend?
That's right, Mariah. Actually, I kept thinking it was going to rain, and then it didn't. As far as the weekend goes, it will be partly sunny with a chance of thunderstorms. Right now, outside it is 84 degrees, and it is mostly cloudy. And if you do want to have any plans for the evening, there is a slight chance of rain, so make sure you bring your umbrellas just in case. And our overall highs for today is 89 degrees, and our low is 74. Back to you guys.
Pope Francis is in the United States. Yesterday, he made history by becoming the first pope ever to address the joint meeting of Congress. In the session, Congress had him address environmental issues.
2 students were able to see the Pope in action. Their plan is to follow him from city to city on his tour of the United States.
Nightly News caught up with the girls before they left. Audrey Harvey has some postcard videos of what they sent along the way.
Best friends were getting ready for the chance of a lifetime, packing to see Pope Francis. Lauren Pacheco and Barbara Marquez felt thrilled for the opportunity and couldn't wait to get on the road. Pacheco said she couldn't wait to see what the Pope would talk about.
We're going to see him when he's in the Congress. I'm really looking forward to seeing what he's going to talk about, what kind of issues he's going to kind of bring up, because he doesn't seem to shy away from anything.
For Marquez, her faith has always been important, but for this trip, she's most excited to see how the people will react to the Pope.
So, I'm just excited to get this opportunity to go because, the Pope's all the way in Rome, in the Vatican, so that would be very expensive, to go fly over there. And he has such a grace about himself. I really want to feel that.
We stayed in contact with the girls all week to hear about how their trip has been going, and here is some of the video they sent us from their experience.
Okay, so it's Thursday morning, and we're on our way to go see the Pope, give his speech at Congress.
Bless each of them. Bendice a sus familias. Bless the families.
So we're just leaving Washington and we're heading to New York for part 2 of the Pope Tour. So today was awesome. It was really good to hear what the Pope had to say and
to have him bless us.
Yeah, it was amazing.
Man, I wish I could have gone, but hey, I had a job to do. Marquez and Pacheco will be sending more videos as their tour progresses. The Pope will be in the United States until Sunday. Today, he is in New York City talking to the United Nations, and he will be posting updates on our website at ucf.edu.
UCF is trying to get unused prescription drugs out of homes through their drug take-back event. This event was an opportunity to anonymously turn in any prescription drugs you have left over. According to the National Survey on Drug Use, 1/3 of people who use drugs begin by taking unused prescription pills. Officer Joel Witherspoon of UCF PD says these events help protect both the environment and the people.
For the environment, we don't want people flushing the medications into the water system. And also for safety, we wouldn't want kids or elderly people or even people whose medication it is taking expired medications.
If any drugs to turn in at the next Take Back event on Saturday, they will be properly disposed of by the DEA. A new program is helping pregnant women spend less time on their feet. Last spring, UCF's own transportation services began offering special decals for expectant mothers. Their goal was to give pregnant women an option to park closer to where they're going. It's been almost a year since that trial run, and Linda Walters, the director of the Center for Success of Women, says it's been a great success.
Success of that first spring semester trial, our new trial is to document the need university-wide. So we are allowed to offer as many spots as people have asked for.
Walters also said she's hoping to make UCF a more family-friendly environment for both students and staff.
UCF has 10 construction projects in the work. We'll tell you why you're always hearing cranes and drilling as you walk around campus.
Plus, you may have noticed students walking silently around campus this week. We'll tell you how this event is doing to promote hazing prevention.
You may have heard cranes and drills, construction crews all on your way to class. That's because UCF has 10 major projects underway, and 5 of them are breaking ground. Ryan Elkin tells us why campus is expanding.
UCF stands for the University of Central Florida, but for some students and staff, it can also stand for Under Construction Forever, and the construction is hard to miss.
When I'm walking from the bus and it's just like massive headache from the screeching noises of all of the cranes going.
Yeah. While you're walking around campus, you hear the cranes and then you hear drilling most of the time, but it's mostly like the beeping.
I'm outside of the global UCF building right near Memory Mall. As you can see behind me, construction workers are hard at work. This is just some of the construction students and staff have to deal with walking through campus.
Dr. Boyd Lindsley is the Associate Director of the Nicholson School of Communication. But when he got his doctorate, he wrote his dissertation on the history of UCF, and he says the campus has always been building.
Being the second largest university in the country, we have had to accommodate such growth. And in order to accommodate that growth, it's not only in growth in students, but also in research programs and faculty and different initiatives we do as a university, which are really innovative and really impressive.
Out of all the Florida schools built in the 60s and the 70s, UCF currently has the most construction projects going on. And even though the sounds of drills and a crane backing up can be heard across campus, a few students don't mind the construction.
You know, I've actually been here for 4.5 years and I haven't noticed the construction. It's never really been a problem for me.
I don't even really think twice about it. It's always around, so you get used to it.
Dr. Lindsley says eventually the campus will run out of room for new buildings, but that won't stop UCF from expanding elsewhere or from renovating buildings that are already in place, like Colburn Hall. In Orlando, Ryan Elkin, UCF Nightly News.
Right now, UCF has over 62,000 students, and that's why they're always under construction. Today marks the last day of National Hazing Prevention Week on campus. Everyday events help educate students on how hazing affects people on college campuses. Hazing mock trials and silent walks illustrated some of the things students are going through during hazing. Dracena Graves, a keynote speaker, lost her stepbrother to a hazing event called Thunder and Lightning. We spoke to a member of Greek life that feels that why they stopped the hazing from happening. Hey Mariah, I went out to some of the events and I'll say that was some empowering stuff, especially the keynote speaker. It was well taught and wow, it really made an imprint on my life. Now in weather, let's toss it over to Brooke and to tell us what to expect throughout the week.
Plus, Grammy Award-winning producer Emilio Estefan released his new song, We're All Mexican, and Nightly Latino was one of the first to interview him while he was in the studio.
had an unpredictable weather here in Central Florida this past week. Mariah, how did that affect you?
It was really crazy this week. I definitely had to make sure I brought my umbrella everywhere I went. I almost didn't even make it to class one day because there was so much rain. Brooke, what can we expect for the rest of the week?
Well, Brett and Mariah, we do have a lot more thunderstorms coming our way, but first we'll take a look at the temperatures for tomorrow. For tomorrow, we have 90 degrees in Orlando, a 92 in Tampa, 89 in Tallahassee, 84 in Jacksonville, and 88 in Miami. Now we'll take a look at our precipitation map. And in Orlando, it's a 50% chance of rain. Tampa, about the same, 50%. Tallahassee, we're at 20% chance of rain. Jacksonville, we're at 30% chance of rain. And Miami is the same, we're at 30% chance of rain. Now we'll head over to our state radar map for the country. And as you can see, there are some storms heading our way, or they're actually going around Florida and making their way to the Carolinas. So the Carolinas are getting hit really hard right now. And so now we'll take a look at our lunar map, or our lunar graphic at least. And this Sunday we are having a lunar eclipse, and it'll be from 9 p.m. to 12 p.m. And the temperature will be 75 degrees, and it will be partly cloudy. So expect that, and there will be a 30% chance of rain. So if you do want to head out and see the lunar eclipse, Memory Mall is actually having a viewing out there. So get there early so you could have a front row seat. Now we'll get over to our 5-day forecast. And for Saturday, we have a high of 90 and a low of 75. And we have a 50% chance of rain. On Sunday, we have a high of 88 and a low of 75 and a 40% chance of rain. Also, it will be partly cloudy just like Saturday, but there will be some slight chance of thunderstorms. And so that might be a good day to, prepare for Monday, for the next school day. And so for Monday, we have a high of 88 and a low of 74 with a 50% chance of rain. Thunderstorms coming our way Tuesday through Wednesday. And Tuesday, we have a high of 87 and a low of 74 with a 40% chance of rain. And for Wednesday, we have a high of 87 and a low of 74 with a 50% chance of rain. Now, if you are heading to the football game in Columbia, South Carolina tomorrow, I did check out the forecast. It will be a 50% chance of rain. So bring your ponchos if you're out there in the bleachers. I know it's embarrassing, but hey, at least you'll be dry. And so that's all the time I have for weather. Back to you, Mariah.
Last week, Hispanic music producer Emilio Estefan gave Nightly Latino an exclusive interview before the release of his new song, We're All Mexican. Nightly Latino was one of the first to talk to Estefan about the song before it released this past Monday. Several celebrities like Pitbull, Talia, and Gloria Estefan contributed to the song about Latinos' legacy in the United States. Estefan says the song was made to show the world that Latinos are hard workers striving for the American dream.
Nothing free. We don't want something. We came here to work. We came here to make a difference in this country. We come here to love this country and to live the American dreams. But we want to be sure that, something, at least they recognize that, that we love this country and we just want to make a contribution.
To hear the song We're All Mexican or see the full interview with Emilio Estefan, check out our website at www.nightlynews.edu and click on the Nightly Latino link.
The football team looks to bounce back after losing 2 players this week. In sports, Lindsay Grzina updates us on these setbacks and how they will affect the team.
Plus, baseball has begun. Yesterday, the team kicked off their first official practice. Lindsay Grzina tells us how the coach feels going into the new season.
Knights fans, I'm Lindsay Grazina here with your sports update. This week we're going to look at football, baseball, volleyball, and Knights in the NFL. So let's go. There's been a lot of buzz about UCF football this week, but not the good kind. The NCAA ranked UCF offense dead last. Another injury has hit. Starter Jordan Akins is out, and running back William Stanback was released from the team. Both players were on the offense. Take a look at the top right corner of the screen at number 88. You can see Akins go down and grab his knee. This happened on the opening kickoff against Furman. Head coach George O'Leary says Akins would be out indefinitely with what they think is an ACL injury. At a press conference, O'Leary spoke about the injuries this season and how it's been a part of the game.
We've just been snake bit there, but someone else has to step up. That's the nature of the game. It's just it's not always the key guys that are getting injured like that. That's what's happening right now. But the younger guy has to step up right now and take his place.
O'Leary dismissed running back William Stanback from the team Tuesday, and he didn't say why. The Knights will be set back 2 more offensive players going up against an SEC team. They play South Carolina and Columbia Saturday at noon. You can watch the game on ESPNU. And now from football to America's beloved pastime, baseball is back for fall ball. Yesterday was the first official team practice, and Coach Terry Rooney was very impressed with how it all went.
And that was one of the best, if not the best, first day of practice I've ever had. You never know kind of what you're going to get that first day, but one of the things we've really been talking about, like always, but is the attitude, is the effort. With over half of the players out there with their first year in the program, I think they've done a terrific job. I think in large part that's because of the leadership of the returning players.
The Knights play in the Black and Gold game Friday, October 30th at 6 p.m. in the UCF Baseball Complex. Volleyball is back on campus tonight after being on the road for the past 3 weeks.
Meeting some new people and having them do some fun events, and we just had them go all over campus, and between separating sprinkles and chugging milkshakes and folding t-shirts and serving balls at the end, and just having them do some fun things to kind of meet us and just have some fun.
Winners from the race were, after the race, I asked what they thought about the really awesome race, and both of them thought it was great. You can catch the women's volleyball team in action tonight. They take on their conference rival, UConn, at 7 p.m. It'll also be their first conference opponent this season after playing a bunch of other games that are away. And now we're going on to Knights in the NFL. We're going to take a look at Blake Bortles and Brandon Marshall after both guys had a great second week. Blake Bortles had his best game in the NFL against Dolphins last Sunday. Bortles completed 18 of 33 yards for 273 yards. He threw 2 touchdowns and no interceptions. The Jags play the Pats Sunday in Foxborough at 1 p.m. And now on to Brandon Marshall. Marshall had 7 catches for 101 yards and caught a touchdown. He is also about to hit a big milestone. He's only 66 yards away from reaching 10,000 receiving yards. This would make him the 7th active player to reach this milestone. Marshall and the Jets play the Eagles Sunday at 1 p.m. in the MetLife Stadium. That's all the time we have for sports. Make sure to cheer on the Knights this weekend. Brett, Mariah, back to you.
We're looking forward to the weekend.
I know I am. Brooke, why don't you tell us what it's going to look like?
Well, this weekend it will be partly sunny with a chance of thunderstorms and a 50% chance of rain.
That's all the time that we have for now. Thanks for joining us. Remember, you can always keep up with us during the week at ucf.edu.
And if you've got a story idea you want us to know about, send it our way. You can reach us at nightlynews@ucf.edu. Thanks for watching and have a great day.